Everyone's seen a cowboy movie. The noble hero, the blonde damsel, the classic villain, and the 5-minute shootout. All lies. The real Old West was way crazier, more violent, and way more unfair than you think. Today, you'll hear 15 real stories that sound like movie scripts, but actually happened. Grab your coffee, lock the door, because after this video, you'll never look at a Western the same way again. If you want to be the first to see those secrets before they are hidden once again, hit the subscribe button now and turn on notifications. Number 1. Bass Reeves. The man whose story Hollywood stole and gave to someone else. Born enslaved in the South, he escaped during the Civil War to live among indigenous nations and learn their languages. He became a legendary federal marshal, arresting over 3,000 outlaws. He was so obsessed with the law that he never took a bribe. He carried a Bible in one hand and handcuffs in the other. When cinema decided to immortalize him, they made him a masked white man, forgetting the truth. A masked hero with an indigenous partner, a white horse, and a strict code of honor that looked awfully familiar. They just forgot to mention that in real life, this hero was a black man named Bass Reeves. Number 2. In 1872, the elite of San Francisco weren't looking for gold. They were hunting for something far more brilliant: diamonds. It was an era where the promise of instant wealth blinded even the sharpest minds. Two dusty, unassuming miners, Philip Arnold and John Slack, walked into a bank carrying a weathered leather bag. They didn't ask for money, they asked for a vault to protect what they had found. When the banker opened the bag, he gasped. Inside was a raw collection of rubies, emeralds, and diamonds. The pair claimed to have discovered a literal mountain of gems hidden in the remote wilderness. With calculated genius, the con men played hard to get. Their staged reluctance made billionaires like the Rockefellers and railroad barons chase them, desperate to invest, and of course, pulling out their checkbooks. Money poured in from major banks, politicians, and even a Rockefeller relative. Converted to today's values, it would be billions of Rees in investment. What ruined the party was geologist Clarence King, who calmly examined the site, realized none of it made sense, and proved it was all a setup. By the time the truth reached the public, the two men had already vanished with the money, leaving a lot of important people looking foolish, and a big warning about greed and easy fantasy. Number 3. In the dying days of the Old West, when the law was often just a suggestion, there was one name that made outlaws think twice. They called her Stagecoach Mary. At the age of 60, a time when most were looking for rest, Mary took on the most dangerous contract in the country, the Star Route. This meant delivering mail through the brutal, wolf-infested mountains of Montana. Mary was famous for her take-no-prisoners attitude. She was the only woman in Cascade, Montana, allowed to drink in the male-only saloons. It wasn't because they gave her permission. It was because no man was brave enough to tell her no. Mary Fields died in 1914, but her legend remains etched into the dirt of the Montana trails. She proved that courage has no gender and no color. Number 4. The Pinkertons. The Billionaires' private army. Long before the FBI existed, and before the government had a grip on the frontier, there was one symbol that made every outlaw and worker tremble: the eye that never sleeps. In the late 19th century, when the steel and railroad barons wanted to crush dissent, they didn't call the local sheriff. They called Allen Pinkerton. The darkest chapter in Pinkerton history was the Homestead Strike of 1892. To break the striking steelworkers, billionaire Andrew Carnegie's partner hired 300 Pinkerton agents to invade the town by river under the cover of night. The Pinkertons didn't just shape the Old West. They paved the way for a debate that still rages in 2026. How much power should money be allowed to buy? Number 5. Elfego Baca, the man who faced an army alone. While agencies like the Pinkertons were selling their guns to the highest bidder, A 19-year-old boy in New Mexico was about to prove that justice isn't bought, it's defended. After Baca arrested a cowboy for disorderly conduct, the man's friends arrived, not just a few, but 80 armed riders, all looking for blood. For 36 agonizing hours, they poured lead into that shack. It is estimated that over 4,000 rounds were fired at the tiny building. When the dust finally settled and the smoke cleared, Elfego Baca walked out of the wreckage. He wasn't just alive, he was practically untouched. Number 6. Pearl Hart. The last stagecoach bandit. In 1899, as the Old West was drawing its final breath, a Canadian woman named Pearl Hart decided to write its closing chapter with her own hand. In a secluded mountain bend, Pearl jumped in front of the coach, her voice steady and sharp. Hands up! Pearl Hart didn't just go to jail. She went on a press tour. She understood the power of the image long before the age of social media. After her release, Pearl Hart vanished into thin air, leaving behind only the myth of the woman who robbed the West and escaped with the prize. Number 7. The missing pterodactyl photo, the mystery that defies logic. April 1890, a small-town newspaper in Arizona called the Tombstone Epitaph published a story that shouldn't exist. 2 hunters claimed to have brought down a flying monster with a massive wingspan, a creature that belonged in the age of dinosaurs, not the 19th century. Here is where the madness begins. Thousands of people around the world swear they have seen this photo in old history books or magazines. They describe it with perfect clarity. Cowboys standing next to a prehistoric pterodactyl nailed to a barn door. Was it a 19th century hoax meant to sell newspapers? Or a genuine record of a creature that somehow survived into the modern age? The Old West was a land of mysteries that science still can't explain. The photo might be lost, but the question remains. What did those hunters really find in the desert? Number 8. Charlie Parkhurst. The secret behind the mask. In the treacherous mountains of California, there was no stagecoach driver more feared or respected than one-eyed Charlie Parkhurst. In 1879, at the age of 67, Charlie passed away quietly. But as the undertaker prepared the body for burial, the town's reality was shattered. Charlotte didn't just survive as a man, she thrived. In 1868, she did something no other woman in America could. She voted in a presidential election, decades before it was legal for her sex. Was she a fraud, or the ultimate pioneer of liberty? Charlie Parkhurst proved that the clothes you wear don't define who you are. Your actions do. Number 9. Alfred Packer, the cannibal of the San Juan. In the winter of 1874, 6 men ventured into the San Juan Mountains of Colorado in search of gold. They were warned not to go, but greed is a powerful motivator. Packer initially claimed his companions had abandoned him during a storm, but the truth was buried in the melting snow. The trial of Alfred Packer became a national sensation, a morbid fascination for a public obsessed with the wild frontier. Was Alfred Packer a victim of the most desperate circumstances imaginable, or a monster who found a taste for his fellow man? Number 10. The Johnson County War. Mercenaries of the Cattle Barons. In 1892, the law in Wyoming wasn't written in a courthouse. It was written in the private clubs of the cattle kings. These were billionaires who viewed the American frontier as their own private bank. The elite didn't hire lawyers to settle land disputes. They hired hitmen. They recruited 50 professional killers from Texas, paying them $5 a day plus a $50 bonus for every settler they killed. The horror peaked at the KC Ranch. Nate Champion, a small-time rancher, held off all 50 mercenaries alone for hours. When local citizens finally trapped the mercenaries, the President of the United States sent in the U.S. cavalry not to arrest the killers, but to protect them. Number 11. Buffalo Bill's Wild West. turning tragedy into entertainment. While the dirt from the Johnson County War was still settling, and the graves were still fresh, one man was turning that chaos into the world's greatest business: William Buffalo Bill Cody. The ultimate irony of the show was its cast. Cody hired the very people his culture had spent decades trying to eliminate. This was the birthplace of the cowboy we see on screen today. Buffalo Bill essentially invented the Hollywood cowboy. Buffalo Bill shows taught us a chilling lesson. History is written by the victors, but entertainment is what makes us forget the cost of the victory. Number 12. The Secrets of the Freak Show and the Distorted Truth. In the Old West, danger didn't always come from the barrel of a gun. Sometimes, it hid behind the velvet curtains of the freak show. Were these photos real? Or were they the world's first attempts at manual Photoshop? Behind the grease paint and the strange costumes were fathers, mothers, and children. The true mystery of these photos isn't in how they were taken, but in why we are still so drawn to them. Number 13. The Towns the Desert Swallowed. In the Old West, it could take a decade to build a town, but sometimes only a single night for it to vanish. Look closely at these images from the town of Bodie. People left everything. They didn't pack their bags. They didn't take their money. When we restore the faces of these lost citizens, we notice a look in their eyes that isn't just exhaustion from the mines. The mystery of the vanished towns proves that in the frontier, nature always had the last word. Tell us in the comments, what is the strangest abandoned place you've ever visited or heard about? Number 14. Secrets of the Haunted Mines. Beneath the barren sands of the West lie thousands of miles of tunnels that haven't seen a ray of sunlight in over a century. Miners whispered of the Tommyknockers' unseen entities that many swore they heard knocking on the stone walls just moments before a cave-in. In the deep veins of Virginia City, hundreds lost their lives in fires and collapses. The mystery of the haunted mines serves as a chilling reminder. The Old West wasn't just built on gold. Would you dare to step into an abandoned mine shaft after the sun goes down? Share your most terrifying ghost stories in the comments. Number 15. The Frontier Never Closed. They say the Old West died at the turn of the century. They tell us the frontier was conquered, the law was established, and the chaos was tamed. When we look into the eyes of these people through these restored frames, we aren't just looking at the past, we are looking into a mirror. You've seen the photos, and you've heard the stories that history tried to bury. The mystery of the West isn't what happened back then. If you enjoyed this journey through these rare fragments of time, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next mystery.